what we're doing today. In the previous video you saw where I removed this turbo from the Mercedes 300D, and this is a Garrett T3. I've already taken the nut off, and we can take the compressor wheel off because the compressor wheel is balanced separately than the turbine and shaft. The turbine and the shaft are balanced as one unit. The compressor wheel is balanced on its own. So we can go ahead and pull this off gently. Okay. And then I'm going to put the turbo about like that. Come on. There we go. There's our shaft. We'll have to see how worn it is. We've got lots of carbon built up, so we know it was probably leaking. Let me get a rag and wipe this down. We'll take a look at it. Alright, it actually looks really good. I don't see any wear on the shaft itself. We'll still have to clean it up, get the little ring out, little sealing ring. But yeah, it doesn't look that bad. We should be able to get this out now. Well, yeah, it's not doing any harm. Leave it. Definitely was leaking. See the oil in there. The compressor wheel is in good shape. And the turbine's in good shape. So definitely a rebuildable turbo. Now we just need to dig further into it. Alright, I didn't show you all this, but here's the compressor wheel housing. Pretty oily. Probably been leaking a while. So, went ahead and there's 4 bolts. 2 there, 2 there. Took those out, and then we were able to take this front housing piece off, or apart. And so we've mostly got it disassembled. We've got a sealing ring there. And then we'll have to get this half moon. You can see how this is the updated design. Prone to less wear because it's a full circle. And then this piece here gets replaced with a 2-piece design that comes in the kit. This is the updated kit design. So we'll need to pull this up to get it out. And it's out. See, it's got these 2 little notches. You just have to pull it up out of those notches. So like I said, this gets replaced, and that, with an updated 2-piece design. So now we've got some little bitty snap rings in here that hold the bearings. You can see the bearing in there, or bushing, whatever you want to call it. On each end, that holds those in. And we've got, I think it came with new ones. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. We'll have to open our kit. This kit, I wish it came with, I just put this gasket on it when I did the turbo drain tube, so we're going to try to preserve it. It's pulled up just a little bit there, but we're going to try to preserve it and reuse it because I do not have another one. The kit did not come with one. I would have thought that that would have been kind of a generic part, but maybe, you know, fit most T3s, but evidently not, so they don't include it. Must be a, you know, certain models. I say they don't include it. Nope. Just about everything else though. Oh, they do not include. Oh yeah, that is. About to say they don't include the big O-ring for the compressor wheel housing, but they do. That's it right there. Goes right there. Ooh, that thing is messy, messy, messy. This should help with oil consumption. Thing's probably been leaking a while. Alright, and another thing I picked up while I was at it is I picked up the 2 O-rings that go on this, that go to the intake, and I picked up the 2 grommets that one goes in the air cleaner and one goes in the compressor, or on the compressor housing inlet, the turbo inlet. Alright, so next thing is we need to start disassembling this, and they give us a new one, and then we can get those snap rings. I think I'll work on the snap rings first, and then we've got this little, I'm going to call it a lip seal because it is not an O-ring. And the new one's not an O-ring either. See, square it off. So I don't have snap ring pliers that small, so I'm gonna have to get something else and get down in there and get them out. It's the next day. Cold fronts come through, and it's cold. Got the heater going. And we are working on this. I went ahead and cleaned this up some before we dug into it anymore, and just kind of clean this up. I didn't go spick and span on it, but and we'll clean up all this RTV as well. But now that we've got this kind of clean, we can dig down further. I kind of wanted to get it clean before I pulled the bearings out and put the new bearings in. This is the last time we'll have this apart, and we will, like I said, we will go ahead and dig into it, put the new bearings in and everything. I want to show you all what I did. Like I said, I didn't have snap ring pliers that are that small. See that hole in there? Come on. See how small that hole is? I have these real pointy needle nose pliers and just ground the point a little more. So that one got that out, and boom. So let me get something and get those out. I think I've got pretty good. Doesn't look like it really turned in there. That's probably good. Oh, and our gasket just popped off, which I guess could be a good thing. It's saved. Put that over there. Gas probably, when I wash this thing in gas, it probably deteriorated the RTV that was holding it in. Alright, so that's as far as we're going to tear this chunk apart. And this piece is in good shape. I don't think I'm going to replace it. I think we'll leave it there. We do have a new one, but like I said, the old one is fine, and we don't need to dig into that. We can take our new bearings. I'm gonna get some assembly lube. Right here, we've put quite a few engines together with this tube. I'm going to go ahead and lube those up and just drop them in like the old ones came out. And I think they included some new snap rings, so we'll use the new ones. Is that them? Yep. So we'll go ahead and use new snap rings. And there's inner snap rings, but you don't need to take those out. All those do is hold the bearing in from going all the way. You know, you only need to take the outer ones out to get the bearing out. Leave the inner ones in there. You know, they're what the bearing rests against. I don't even think the kit comes with new inner ones. I don't think it does. It might. We got some over here. It looks like it does, but I'm going to leave those alone. They should be fine, and since we're not removing them, since we're not, you know, clamping them to pull them out, they should be in good shape. I can take this. They're not loose or anything, so we're going to leave them alone. I don't know where this kit was made, but I'm sure those that are in there right now are made in USA, and this whole kit is probably made in China. So let's get these bearings out. Or bushings, whatever you want to call it. And they do not want to come out. Put some assembly lube on those, and I'll drop them in and put snap rings back in. Bearings and new snap rings are in. It's hard to get that lube in there, but we'll lube the turbine shaft before we put it in there. So now I can proceed on. I'll wipe this off. These are medical rags. I get them at the flea market. They don't leave, they've got these red shop rags too. These don't leave little fibers behind. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and assemble our here. Yep. Yep. Goes just like that. The old one, yep, went just like that. And this slipped in. The new one actually is a two-piece design. I should really have the tripod here. Let me grab, I think I have it. Let me grab it. No, I don't. Alright. So we're going to, let me lube this up. This, I'll show y'all. This goes here. Again, this goes on. Then this piece goes on. Just like that. See, whereas this was a one-piece design, this one is a two-piece design, and it allows to have more contact space right there. But I'm going to throw some of this on there, and I can't do that one-handed.